All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Tuesday, March the 29th, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'm Chris Phillips, your host of the Daily Crow, the Spurs Up Show. What's going on? Happy Tuesday again. Appreciate it. John Kruger, Cody Gaskins, Travis, Phil, Wesley, Brennan M. I see all of you. I appreciate you tuning in, guys. Also for the Big Cock Club Discord. Head over to the TDC Questions channel to be sure that your questions are answered there. Again, we got a packed show today, a lot to get into. Shane Beamer. Also, speaking to the media at 12:30, of course, the Gamecocks hitting the practice field today. So again, very excited to chat with each and every single one of you. We are here live on the Daily Crow taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. The best daily Gamecocks live show on the internet, in case you needed a reminder. Again, folks, thank you all so much for tuning in. Very excited to get rolling here. A lot to discuss. It is game day, of course, also, as South Carolina baseball takes on Presbyterian tonight at Founders Park. Gamecocks will look to make it 3 straight wins. Yours truly will be in the building for that one. Again, we'll have full coverage of that game. Of course, guys, the podcast also dropped this morning, episode 628. I dropped a full breakdown of that game. My prediction, I do think South Carolina gets a big win tonight. Obviously, PC coming off of a 36-4 loss to Campbell. So you feel like the Gamecocks should be in a good spot, should be in good position to get a big dub. Should be a fun night tonight at the ballpark as Carolina really gears up for this weekend, a big SEC weekend as the Gamecocks go on the road to the other Columbia to take on the Missouri Tigers in Como. But, yeah, again, a lot to get into. Like I said, guys, Shane Beamer speaking at 12:30. We will have that right here for you. I'll be streaming that live right here when Coach Beamer does go live. So, again, do not go anywhere. We'll have that right here. And, again, guys, I do want to hear from you. In the meantime, we'll take no breaks. We will take no breaks from now until the presser at 12:30. We'll take no breaks. So, again, let's try to get as many questions, comments in as we can. I'm sure Beamer will go for a solid 30 or 45 minutes. So, again, I want to hear from you guys. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Brian Dean, the game tonight is at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock first pitch. 7 o'clock first pitch at Founders Park. Should be a pretty nice night for baseball as well. Going to be like low 60s. So, maybe a little bit brisk, but a pretty nice night overall, I think, for baseball at the Yard. I'm definitely ready for it to warm up a little bit, if you will. You know what's crazy, guys, by the way, and I mentioned this in the Big Cock Club Discord this morning, and I know my guy Phil is just so fired up he can't even contain himself. But I totally forgot that next week is Masters Week. I just completely forgot that because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, it's March. It's not Masters time yet. We're not there yet. Literally next week is Masters Week. Crazy. And if you don't know much about me somehow, some way, I am from North Augusta, South Carolina. So I grew up 5-10 minutes max from the Augusta National. I actually played competitive golf until I was 15. For those who don't know that, I played competitive golf coming up. Played baseball and golf coming up. Played competitive golf till I was 15. So the Masters, that tournament, is very special to us folks from the CSRA. Any CSRA folks in here, shout out to you. That is a very special week for us. So very excited for Masters Week. Very excited for next week. Might have to venture down to old North Augusta and just it's. I'll tell you this: Augusta, Georgia, as a city, sucks. Okay, it sucks. I mean, there's some good things about it. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, it sucks. But for 1 week out of the year, Augusta is like the coolest city in the world. Like it's the most fun. Like it's so awesome. So, and that week is next week. So anyways, Masters Week is next week. I'll be talking golf. I'll have golf on the TV and all that. So you guys will be probably sick of hearing about golf by the end of the week. But yeah, so anyways, Brian Dean, yes, SEC Network Plus, Travis Rowell. Eli Jones will get the start tonight. Eli Jones getting the start. First ever appearance for him in Garnet and Black. This is one of the pitchers that was injured. So a huge boost to get him back, and I'm excited to see what he can do for Carolina tonight. I know somebody that they were excited about for sure. Let's see. Anyways, guys, I do want to hear from you. Your questions, your comments, your calls. Eight four three seven nine zero 3377. That is 843-790-3377. Stephanie Lee, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Again, guys, Shane Beamer is speaking to the media today at 12:30. Gamecocks practicing this morning. We will have that live right here, so you don't need to go anywhere. I will share that, and we will watch that together. Again, I'm assuming he'll probably go about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, something like that, kind of the usual what he does. So, yeah, get your questions, comments in before then. We will not take any breaks. We will not take any breaks up until that point. So I do want to hear from you. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I got a buddy of mine I think I'm bringing to the game tonight. Grayson Miller, any updates on Julian Bosnick? Nothing. Nah, Kingston didn't update us. We haven't heard anything really new. I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Julian. I really don't. Courtney Washington, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. The Jim Nance voice. Travis Allen says, not a big basketball fan, but the women's UConn NC State game was very, very good. I got to be honest, Travis, I didn't watch a second of it. I used last night as a little bit of a decompression movie night at the house. I'll be honest with you. I'll keep it a buck. I watched a movie. I saw on Twitter it was a really, really good game. Todd Smith, by the way, with the super chat. Thank you, Todd. Todd, much love, my dude. Much love to Todd Smith for that. Thank you, Todd. He says, do you think any of the basketball transfers go to UMass? I mean, why not? I mean, it makes sense if they're really that committed to Frank Martin. I would guarantee at least one of them does. I would certainly think one of them. Did you guys, by the way, see this? This happened just a little bit ago. Trey Hannibal is back in the transfer portal. And I don't know about you all. I would take Trey Hannibal back at Carolina in a heartbeat. I really liked watching him. I liked his game. Hey, listen, it is what it is. You transferred, so be it. Frank's not here anymore. I'd bring Trey Hannibal back in a freaking heartbeat. Jason Slice, early line on the Lady South kind of Louisville. Let me check. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they have a line out yet. I can check that real quick, though. That's a good question. I would imagine. Obviously, I'd imagine the Gamecocks are favored. I'd obviously imagine that. Let's see. Let's see if they've dropped a line. You would think they have a line. You would certainly think they'd have a line. Let's see. Basketball, NCAA women's. Yes, they do. Gamecocks are an 8-point favorite via Caesars Sportsbook. 8-point favorite. So there you go. Thank you for asking, because I didn't think to look today. I normally look the day of the game. Gamecocks are an 8-point favorite in that ball game. So there you go. Yeah, Gamecocks are an 8-point favorite. Very good. Anyways, 843-790-3377, guys. Also, I want to share this with you, which I know this is like the ultimate tease. I'm sorry, but this has been a very, very, very productive morning for yours truly. And that's the beautiful thing about being a creative, is like when you get those extra sparks of creativity, or you get in peak flow state, I like to call it. You really run with it. And I can tell you guys this, the beauty of this, right? The beauty of this, the beauty of creating content, the beauty of business, the beauty of life is you evolve and you grow, and things, you sharpen your tool, you sharpen your tool set, but you evolve, right? The joy is in the journey, I always say. And again, I'm not going to share a lot, so I apologize again for being a bit of a tease, but I just want you all to know there are things happening in this brain right here and behind the scenes that are monumental. I'm going to put it that way, and that are going to change things a lot, for the better, I might add. And I am very excited about it. And again, I thank you all so much. I really do, because it's people that matter. And the greatest, most rewarding part about what I do, what we do, what the TSUS brand, what it does, is the way that it impacts people, truly. So there's a lot of things. There's things happening behind the scenes that are racking on in this brain, and that my inner circle I'm talking with, that are big time moves, very, very big time moves. Again, it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but I am someone that stays very present moment, right? I stay present moment, be in the present, don't spend time dwelling on the past, and don't spend so much time worrying about what will happen tomorrow, right? All we have is the present moment, all we have is today. But having ideas and ideas of expansion and the way everything's evolving and growing and getting better and better and better. There's exciting things, I just will say, happening behind the scenes. So I appreciate you guys being along for the ride. I appreciate your love and support. And it feels good to know, too, that, again, change, no matter what kind of change it is met with resistance a lot of the times. I actually, again, I'm not trying to get too philosophical here on a Tuesday or anything, but I actually retweeted this last night. And it was this. And I just thought it really applied to what's been going on recently with the Gamecocks, and it can apply to sports because sports fans exude this to a degree. Sports fans exude this to a degree. People, this is the tweet. People hate uncertainty over mediocrity. Again, people hate uncertainty over mediocrity. For instance, you know what kind of food you'll get at McDonald's at a transit station compared to that Italian place you've never heard of. That just stood out to me, just stood out to me like crazy. I mean, I think it applies to everything. And I was like, man, like that's deep. That's deep. That's deep, right? People hate uncertainty over mediocrity. That's why when I say people fear change, they fear change. Isn't that crazy? That one makes you think a little bit. That one really makes you think a little bit. Will, I appreciate the love. Yes, Savannah, I've seen 8. I've seen Gamecocks are an 8-point favorite on Caesars. I've seen the Gamecocks are an 8-point favorite on Caesars. Grayson Miller, appreciate you, my friend. Brian Dean, Chris, Drew wants to join the Big Cock Club. Hey, he can. Patreon.com/Big Cock Club. Anyone is welcome. Anyone is welcome that rocks with TSUS. Lance, my guy, I know you're my dude, man. Hey, Savannah, by the way, in case you missed this, apparently Gamecocks women's basketball tweeted out, slight change to travel plans. We won't be able to see you all before our trip to Minneapolis. We love you, fams. Can't wait to see you at the Target Center. So, unfortunately, I do not think you'll be able to see them before they leave. Austin Beer says, can never go wrong with a McChicken and a Diet Coke McDonald's. I got to be honest with you, Austin, I can't tell you the last time I had McDonald's. I really can't. I cannot tell you. I'm really not a fast food guy, my guy. I'm really not. I'm not a fast food guy. I just, like, if I'm going to not cook at the house, I'd rather, like, I'd just rather go to Publix and, like, get a pub sub, or, like, I like Chipotle. I guess that's fast food, but I'm not a fast food guy, bro. Like, you know why? Here you go. And again, I guess we're spending this 30 minutes before Beamer goes live just talking about whatever. But anyways, that's the beauty of the Daily Crow. You know why I don't like fast food? One of the reasons. I mean, number one, the food sucks. But number two, bro, I feel like every time I go get fast food, they mess it up. Every single time. I'm like, I would rather construct my own meal, right? And I get going to a restaurant. That is completely different. But, man, those fast food people, bro, they mess up everything. You tell them no pickle, they put pickle. You tell them an extra large, they give you a small. You tell them this, they give you that. It's like, bro, to hell with it. I don't want to, at least when I go get a pub sub, I'm watching them make it. See, John Gibbs, like I like Chick-fil-A, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like a diehard Chick-fil-A guy. Like, I can't even tell you the last time I went to Chick-fil-A. And, dude, I go to these sporting events, and I go to all these events, right? So, like, I literally could be getting free chicken sandwiches. I guess I should be doing that. I don't know. That's my buddy. You all know Kirk Hollingsworth, you all know him. Kirk's a good buddy of mine. He was giving me crap at the softball game saying, what are you doing? You're not using the free chicken sandwich vouchers. What are you doing? Yeah, Austin, I mean, Austin says Chick-fil-A is overrated. I mean, I'll tell you this, Austin. This is one that'll really get people going. I am a Zaxby's over Chick-fil-A guy.
Robbie Davis, a.k.a. Kirk Herbstreit,
Here we go.
a.k.a.
To accept, press 1.
Damn, he didn't get
to send a voicemail.
Robbie, you got cut off on the last AKA. I'm curious what you were going to say there.
I was going to say Zaxby's Hall of Famer.
Zaxby's Hall of Famer indeed. Very good. that is a fact.
That's a fact, people. I'm a Zaxby's Hall of Famer.
Another reason why I put Zaxby's ahead of Chick-fil-A, as if I needed more.
And by the way, I guarantee you, if you were to show up in Roebuck, South Carolina, which is in the upstate,
Roebuck,
the Roebuck store, yes, over like literally like a stone's throw away from Dorman High School. I guarantee you, if you were to show up, if you were to show up there with me, you probably wouldn't have to pay for your food, Chris. I'm just saying.
I'm about to drive to Roebuck right now. Might go get lunch in Roebuck today.
But I wanted to go ahead and call in real quick and give you my prediction for tonight, and a couple of other things. I think we will. I think we're slowly but surely starting to hit our stride. It ain't quite there yet, but I think the baseball team is starting to hit its stride in a way, and I think tonight we're going to take care of business and beat Presbyterian 7-2. I think we'll win 7-2.
I like it.
So, and of course, you got to come to the Oberg and get some Duke's barbecue.
The Oberg, indeed.
Yes. Every time I go in there, almost every time I go in there, I always see somebody that I know or somebody that knows me, but I have no idea who they are.
You're just a popular guy, man. You're just a popular guy.
But and I'm kind of curious to see. I don't know who's pitching tonight.
Eli Jones. Eli Jones
is pitching tonight. Okay. And I know I tell you this all the time. I try to tell you this as often as possible. So just in case I do show up to Founders Park on my birthday, if I find out I'm going to Founders Park on my birthday, you'll probably be the first person I let. I'm just letting you know.
That sounds good to me, man.
That way you know I'm there.
I will. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for sure. So I'll definitely be there.
But yeah, I think we'll win 7-2. I think we'll take care of business and give Presbyterian yet another butt cutting, because as if they hadn't gotten their butt cut enough. 36-4. God,
I know, that's insane.
I ain't even seen a high school team score that many runs.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I would, like I said, man, even winning, I would hate to sit through a 36-4 game. Like, I would hate that, genuinely.
Right.
Like, you hit 20 runs, it's like, all right, you made your point. Like, we get it. Just call the game. It's over.
Right.
Just call it.
Right.
Throw in the damn towel. Just call it.
It's kind of like, I mean, obviously we didn't beat nobody this bad, that bad, but the second year that we won a national title in baseball, I went into every single game, even the Tuesday games, all the weekend series, even the conference play to the schedule. I was like, dude, I went into every single game thinking we're gonna kick their butt and it ain't even gonna be pretty. And a majority of the time we kicked their butt. and it wasn't pretty because we would win by like multiple runs and basically in a baseball form of things, we would win convincingly. Like, like you said a couple weeks ago, winning convincingly in football.
Right.
We won convincingly in baseball terms. Okay. We would win convincingly when if we had runners on, we would get them in, we would score, and I'll never forget this. One time I was watching the game on TV and we won 25-5. I honestly felt bad for the college because it was bad.
Yeah.
I sort of kind of felt bad because I was like, this thing isn't fair. It's kind of like the girls basketball team right now. Like, we're kicking butt and taking names, or as my dad would say, kicking butt and chewing bubble gum. The only problem is we're all out of bubble gum, so I guess we'll just kick your butt then, as my dad would say.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my prediction for today or tonight. I will be listening to it, and where do we play this week? Do we play at Mizzou?
At Mizzou, yeah. At Mizzou. At Mizzou. At Mizzou.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jack, go beat Mizzou. They deserve a butt cutting. But let's see, what's today? Today's Tuesday. All right, I will give you my prediction for the weekend series Thursday.
Okay. Sounds good to me, Robbie. That sounds good to me.
If not Thursday, tomorrow.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right, buddy.
All right, man.
You have a great rest of your day, and have a good one.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Robbie. Great stuff from Robbie Davis as always. I want to jump to this really quickly again, guys. We've got 8 minutes till Beamer goes live. At Talk Cocky with me on Twitter. Doesn't even follow us, but that's totally fine. I don't really give a damn. This tweet, though, made me laugh. It says, at Talk Cocky with me on Twitter says, Frank Martin's Twitter right now is like the guy that got dumped by one of the cool chicks and he started going out with a new girl. So he's posting pics of them out on dates to look like he's doing so much better now, but the new girl is ugly and nobody actually cares. I love
Call
it.
from
Skyland Davis.
Skyland, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, my guy?
Dude, chilling, man. Just hanging out, having a good time, having a good day. What's up?
I haven't been able to call in this weekend.
Yeah. What a weekend it was.
Surprises.
I mean, yeah.
I love the fight. I love we just don't give up the season. But I feel like we win today easily.
Yeah. I would certainly hope so, my guy. I think we should be able to have some fun tonight. Yeah, I really, obviously I'll be there. I really hope this isn't one we're sweating out 4-2 in the 8th inning or something like that. You know what I mean? So I would really hope so.
We haven't played it on the road, and this team's very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Very inconsistent. I do have Missouri taking 2 out of 3, only because we're on the road. I just don't think this team plays good on the road.
Well, we're 0-5 on the road, Skyland. So that's, that is correct at this point. That is correct. I'll drop my prediction later in the week. But yeah, we are 0-5 on the road. That is a fact. Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah. But another thing, fans are going crazy over these transfers for basketball. Like, did they not realize we had players transfer underneath Frank Martin?
Yeah, we had 7 guys transfer after last year.
And we got one more coming. And you might know who he is. But, I mean, people just feel like the world's coming to the end because we're having people transfer from this basketball program. People transfer every year underneath Frank Martin. Every year.
And that's it. Skyland, good stuff. Again, I'm not too worried about the transfers, man. Listen, you rip off the Band-Aid. We knew it was going to happen. I mean, the Devin Carter one hurts, but, I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and I'll echo these comments. I mean, listen, guys, if you're expecting me to shed tears over guys transferring out of a team that couldn't make the damn NIT, you got the wrong dude, man. I mean, listen, I appreciate the guys. You know, I do. It was a fun season to a degree, but who are we losing? I mean, are we losing a bunch of All-Americans? Like Mike Green, no offense, but let me call it. Let's call a buck here. Let's keep it a buck. Mike Green hits the transfer portal. People are like, are we even going to have a team anymore? Guys, I don't know. You know, I don't know if we'll have a team. I don't know how we're going to replace those 17 minutes he played all last season. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know what we're going to do. Lamont Paris is doomed from the jump, man. Those 17 minutes that Mike Green played last season, I don't know how you're going to find somebody to replace that. I see the program going down the tube. Them 17 minutes are going to cost us the rest of the season. I don't know. I don't know how Lamont Paris will do it. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Like, get out of here. Like, I mean, man, that guy that averaged 3 points per game and 2 rebounds per game, I don't know how we're going to replace that guy, man. Woo, wow. That's tough, man. What a loss. Give me a break, dude. Come on. Like, guys weren't transferring left and right when Martin was the coach because they didn't want to get reamed out by Frank every day. And again, the Frank Martin pettiness tour is at full speed. The dude blocks me on Twitter. His son blocks me on Twitter. And now he's posting all these pictures in the UMass gear. Listen, I'm appreciative of Frank Martin. I'm appreciative of the Final Four. But, dude, it's absurd. Like, he looks like a child, bro. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, bro, you had a decade. You didn't win. Just shut up and take your new job. And, dude, Frank Martin was treated like a king in Columbia. He shouldn't have a single complaint. The dude was walked on water practically. The dude reached damn near untouchable status. Finally, in year 10, people started to say, well, maybe we should be winning more. Dude, up until that point, this dude was untouchable. Like, give me a break. You know what? There's a rule in life. Never feel bad for someone who can buy their own jet. And that doesn't mean you should say whatever you want about somebody like crossing the line or personal, but like, we're talking sports. We're not talking personal. We're talking sports. My guy Kemper, welcome to the Big Cock Club, sir. But we're talking sports. We're not talking personal. You know what I mean? Like, it's absurd, dude. Yeah, Cody. So the 10-run rule, no, that's in the 7th. That's when that begins, the 7th inning. No, it's not like the 2nd inning, no. Let me see. We're going to share this screen real quick. Yeah, I mean, dude, the Frank Martin thing, the Frank Martin pettiness tour on a zillion right now. Like, literally, bro, on a zillion. You know, I got no ill will to Frank Martin, but the dude's acting absurd, bro. The dude's just acting absurd. So, here we go. Okay. All righty. Shane Beamer about to speak to the media. Hopefully this streaming this isn't as bad. Last week, I know it was really choppy. Courtney Washington, he's mad at you, Chris. Well, I'm mad that we're not very good at men's basketball, Courtney. I'm mad at him. I mean, no, I'm fine. Whatever. I just think it's funny he waited until after the season to do. Like, just do it. Just do it. If you want to do it, just do it. Do it mid-season. Why wait? Like, the fact him and his son, can you imagine, like, they're sitting there at the dinner table having conversation like, hey, go block the Spurs up show. Like, that's probably how Frank would say it. You know, like, wild. Hey, business is booming. You have that type of effect on people, business is just booming, dude. Business is booming. Yep, Reamer Presser's upcoming. Yep, this is, if you want to go ahead and put it up, it's not live yet, Bryant, but we'll go ahead and put it on the screen, and everybody's anxiously awaiting what Beamer's got to say. So, yeah. see. Okay. Cool. Yep, Shane Beamer about to speak to the media. So we will see what the head coach's got to say after practice today. The Frank Martin Petty tour, dude. Like, so funny. And he, it's funny, he never actually put out a statement. Like, he went on radio and all that, but never put out a statement. Like, it's just so funny, bro. It's very, very funny. But oh well, whatever. Each their own. Guys, we are waiting on Shane Beamer to go live. We are waiting on Shane Beamer. Go block the Spurs Up show. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Go block. Make sure you go block the Spurs Up show. Like, bro, shut up, dude. So ridiculous. Anywho. But anywho. All right. I'm going to jump off here. We'll wait for Beamer to go live.
All right. Yep. Like Steve said, thanks for coming out. First of all, I want to wish Coach Staley and her team best of luck this weekend up in Minnesota. Congratulations again on making the Final Four. That's awesome. Love watching them compete, and we're so excited for them and to get the opportunity to go represent this university at the Final Four again. So texted Coach Staley the other night after the game, told her we got get two more. So let's go get two more up in Minnesota this weekend. But we'll be cheering loud for them. A lot of good things going on here with our program. Just finished up our high school coaches clinic this past weekend. The attendance was great. The speakers that we had here were fantastic. Had a lot of the high school coaches, or a handful of the high school coaches, reach out to myself and other assistant coaches afterwards, and had one coach say that he'd been going to clinics for 20 plus years, and this was the best coaches clinic he'd ever been a part of. So we want to thank the high school coaches that made it special, and want to make it bigger and better each and every year, and make this a clinic that every coach wants to come back to. And I feel like we're off to a great start of doing that, and then excited for our South Carolina Football Ladies Day coming up this Saturday. It'll be a fantastic Saturday to spend time with some other great supporters of our program. The demand for it was large. We had to shut down the registration because of so many people that wanted to attend. So we're excited about the people that'll be here this weekend, getting a chance to spend the day with our football program as well. Just finished practice number 7 this morning, continuing to just install and go over situations. Today was a short yardage goal line day for us, so certainly was fun getting out there and competing and working on those situations this morning. So many of those critical moments showed up last year in games, good and bad, whether it be against Florida, where our defense stopped Florida on a 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1 early in the third quarter. That was huge, in that game for us. Offensively, a 4th down, short yardage in Auburn and Florida games, and a goal line run against North Carolina in the bowl game, and then some bad as well. Some short yardage situations we didn't convert on against Kentucky offensively. Defensively, a goal line touchdown pass that we gave up to Missouri on just a miscommunication. So just emphasizing the importance of all those situations and going out there and working on it this morning. But love the physicality that we're practicing with and the energy that we're practicing with. We've had so many high school prospects and coaches that have, been out to our practices. We had some out there today for the third time this spring, and it's been awesome seeing them. And the one thing they all comment on, every single person, is the energy at practice and how it's different than a lot of places they've been. And that's a credit to our players and staff. And we've got to continue to crank up that energy on the practice field and then also execute and continue to get better. Injury-wise, really nothing new to report. We're still banged up, a lot of positions, nothing major at this point, knock on wood, but just some hamstring strains and some groin strains and things like that are keeping some guys out right now, but nobody super long-term that we don't think will be back, before the end of spring practice that we haven't talked about before. So just trying to keep everybody healthy. We've been practicing really physical and had a physical practice this morning, and then we'll be back out on the field Thursday and then going to scrimmage a little bit on Saturday for the first time, but pleased with where we are right now and the progress that we're making. With that, I'll be glad to take any questions. Short-handed today, Steve. Basketball fever, I guess. I appreciate you, Ben. I know I can always count on Ben. He's not. There's no excuses.
Yeah, Shane, thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
I guess just as far as now that you're 7 practices in, I mean, getting a second spring and getting in a groove, at least on your end, I guess just what's maybe been different about it, and what's maybe been a little bit different about that feel. You mentioned the energy and things like that. Is that something that's just maybe happening a little more naturally? Is it something that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the players know what to expect, and we know what to expect. There's no feeling your way through, okay, what's practice going to be like today? And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's not cookie cutter where we do the same thing every day. I mean, we want to create adversity and things like that on the field and constantly keep them on their toes and all that. But the way that we expect our players to practice, the speed, the effort, the physicality, the toughness, that's non-negotiable. Last year, they were learning that day in, day out. Now, I mean, we haven't had to tell them to crank it up and be more physical. If anything, it's settle down, a little bit, because they're really getting after it. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just the expectations of how we expect to practice. And then there's a lot of returning players, offense, defense, and special teams, where mentally they know what to do and they're hearing. I mean, we've tweaked things, offense, defense, and special teams, and always trying to find ways to get better. But at the same time, schematically, the bulk of it is still the same. So there's been a lot of retention, and the new guys that have come in have done a great job of learning the system, and they don't look lost out there either.
Shane, Ben took my thanks for doing this. So I guess from a installation standpoint, offensive and defenses, how do you and Clayton and Sat kind of toe the line between installing new stuff for the guys who are here for the first time versus building on what this group of kind of returners have been able to do?
Yeah, you certainly want to continue to build and tweak, and there's those things. So I don't think you really change too much. You know that every time you start practice, whether it be in January or whether it be in August, you're going to have new faces, transfers, high school enrollees, whatever it may be. And I think you just you install your offense and know that R.J. Roderick and Brad Johnson and Zach Pickens and the returners on defense and the returners on offense, they're going to be a little bit farther along because they do have a year in this system compared to maybe a Donovan Westmoreland or an Anthony Rose or a Peyton Williams or DeAndre Martin, whoever, that doesn't. So you certainly understand that. But the one thing that definitely helps Colin is the fact that we're allowed to meet with them and do some walkthroughs before spring practice, so within the rules with what the NCAA allows, before we take the field for practice, we're already, 4 weeks into installing and teaching and learning and things like that as well. So that certainly helps once you get out there on the field as well.
Hey, Coach, like these two said, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. So thank you.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, I wanted to ask, have you talked to Coach Paris at all? And if you have,
Yep. I'm sorry, was there a second part? I have. The day before his press conference, we've talked on the phone one time. I guess I can say that I talked before it was official that he was our head coach. So talked to him on the phone. And then I went to the press conference and had a chance to visit with him before the press conference as well. So really impressed with him, excited for him. He's got a great track record. He told me he loves football and that he'll be out here at a bunch of our practices, which I'm eager to see him out here as well. And excited that he's here with us and excited to see what he's going to do with our basketball program. Thank you.
I guess you're near the midpoint of spring ball right now. Just what do you feel like you've learned about your team through these first 2.5 weeks, and what would you like to see improve as you get closer to the spring game?
Oh man, definitely have learned that they love to practice. They love to compete. They really do, and that's important. You guys know how much we talk about competition at all times in this program. But I mean, they love to compete and get after it. I mean, there's like the energy, like I said, has been fantastic. So they enjoy being out there on the field as well. And I think the biggest thing going into the last half of it is continuing to progress, because the newer guys, we do have a lot of young faces, obviously, and new faces with transfers and things like that. So let's continue to get them acclimated and comfortable in what we're doing, and then let's also try and figure out who we feel like is going to be able to help us in roles going forward, whether it be offense, defense, special teams. We have a general idea with the returning players as far as what they can do, but let's see who the next group of guys is going to really take a step up and show that they can have a significant role on the team here going forward.
In the spirit of the day, thank you so much for taking time out with us.
Thank you, Phil. It's always great to see you here, my man.
Yes, sir. What's happening at quarterback behind Rattler, assuming he's continuing to run with the ones? What's the competition like there? Do you see any separation with those other guys?
Yeah, they're all Luke Doty's doing more and more out there. He's getting cleared to do more and more each practice, so it's good to see Luke out there. I mean, he's pretty much doing about everything. And then Braden Davis obviously is new and making progress, and Colton has made a lot of progress since last season, and Jake Elfrich and Hayden Lee and our other quarterbacks that are out there. But between Braden and Luke and Colton, along with Spencer, I mean, they're all getting a ton of work, and we get a lot of reps in at practice, a lot of plays. So there's plenty of opportunities for those guys, and I'm eager to see those guys in a scrimmage situation on Saturday where the coaches aren't out on the field and they're having to communicate and operate the offense as well. But I will say this: I mean, Luke has improved, even though he's been injured. He's improved since the last time we saw him, and I feel like Colton really used that red shirt year to get better. And Colton, for example, you guys know on Sunday nights during the season before we do that teleconference, the last thing we do on the practice field is we keep our young guys out there and take 15, 20 minutes and just work the young guys and let them get extra work and reps and coaching. I mean, that was 20 minutes that was extremely important to Colton last year. I mean, he's out there screaming and yelling and yelling at the receivers to get out there and get lined up and get ready to go, because every minute that goes by is a wasted opportunity in his mind. So, I mean, he worked in those 20 minutes last year with a purpose, and it shows, the way that he's gotten better and improved. So they're making progress, and as is Spencer, and continuing to try and get better.
Any younger guys or guys who didn't play a lot last year for whatever reason who you guys have been particularly impressed with these first 7 practices?
Younger guys, put me on the spot there, Hale. I wouldn't say he's a younger guy, but Tyreek Johnson has flashed. I mean, he's getting a lot of opportunities with JJ and Aaron Sterling being gone. I mean, Tyreek's a guy that I feel like has taken another step, from that standpoint. Bam Scott has been a little banged up here and there, but he's a young guy that didn't play much last year that I think he's doing a good job. We've got some young linebackers that walked on last year, Andrew Colasurdo and KJ KJ Scott and Ronnie Porter. I mean, those are three guys that they flash, and you see them during special teams periods and things like that. Been pleased with some of the things that Rashad Amos has done out there on the field at the running back position. I think not that he's not necessarily young, but I think Hank Manos is showing some not a lot more, but showing consistent physicality, and has done a nice job on the offensive line. So those are a few that jump out. But I think every day there's guys that have made statements and have made progress, and these young freshmen continue to get better, and that were mid-year arrivals. The transfers, Devontae Reed, had probably the play of the day in the practice last Saturday on a 4th and 1 stop that he made. So there's a lot of new faces that continue to make plays, and that gets you excited.
Shane, thanks so much for doing this. 2 questions for you. With Jaheim missing some time so far this spring, and obviously Austin's not on campus yet, how crucial is this spring for Trayvon Kenyon and his growth and development, and to any plans to possibly get up to Minneapolis to catch the ladies play?
As far as the tight end goes, it's kind of a mash unit right now because Austin's not here. Jaheim's isn't practicing right now. Kenyon practiced today, but he's got a little bit of an ankle that's been bothering him, so he's not really full speed. So it's been tough to get reps. I mean, we've Wyatt Campbell's an offensive tackle that Wyatt's playing a little bit of tight end for us right now just to be able to get through practice. Jesse Sanders is out there. Chad Terrell's a wide receiver that's a bigger body that we've put in there just to do some tight end H-back type stuff, just trying to get reps. So it's very critical for Kenyon, and we need him to get 100% healthy so he can take advantage of the opportunity that he could be getting right now with those other 2 guys not being here, along with all those tight ends. And yes, I want to try to. Poor planning by the head football coach because we have practice Saturday morning and our ladies' day, so looking forward to that. But that'll keep me from getting up there on Friday night unless somebody's got a plane that can get me up there, fly back Friday night. If they do, then let me know. I'll run up and come back. But if assuming we win on Saturday, I'm going to do my very best to try and get up there on Sunday for that one. I need to go with Jalen. Jalen's, I don't want to get too much into his business, but dates a young lady on the basketball team, so I know he's headed up there, so I need to try and catch a ride with him.
Shade, obviously, I know Luke's obviously trying to get back healthy and competing to play and all of that right now. But for a guy like Luke who came in and maybe never necessarily got that year to develop and redshirt and all that comes kind of with that and developing as a quarterback at this level, like, it's just how valuable is it for him to have a guy like Spencer maybe next to him pushing him and maybe to learn from as well when maybe he wasn't afforded that opportunity maybe in past years as well? Yeah,
no, it's huge. They've been great for each other. I think Luke's been great for Spencer, and Spencer's been great for Luke and that whole quarterback room. But you're right, Ben. I mean, Luke came in, and I know I've talked about it before. Obviously, I wasn't here in 2020, but he's doing a lot of different things in that 2020 season and then becomes the quarterback in a tough situation. And then automatically he goes into 2021 and he's essentially the guy and starts the season as the guy, then gets hurt, then gets thrown into action over in Athens week 3 or 3, whatever that was. So he's still young and doesn't have a lot of experience. So certainly to be able to, talk to and learn from Spencer, a guy who does have a ton of experience and has played in a lot of football games and has won a conference championship, is really beneficial for Luke. And then, Luke's knowledge of this offense and the way that things have been done here has certainly been beneficial for Spencer as well. It's great that, Spencer's not walking into a situation where he's surrounded by a bunch of guys that haven't played here at the quarterback position. He does have that in Luke, and then obviously Zeb's in the quarterback room working as a graduate assistant as well.
What is the plan with Stogg, just in terms of being able to get him down here?
Say it again.
What's the plan with Stogg now?
As soon as he finishes his 4 classes that he's got to take to graduate from Oklahoma, he'll be here. He's able to come occasionally where it's not on a consistent basis. So he was out here for, what did we just finish, practice 7. I guess he's been out there a couple times like any high school recruit, because that's essentially what he is, has been able to get out here. So he's been able to watch us practice 1 or 2 times. He's back home right now, finishing up the online classes, and then as soon as all that's done, he'll be here for good, whether that be May, June, whatnot.
And how much can you do with him right now in terms of getting him acquainted? Can you sit down through a Zoom session with him and break through some of the playbook? Can Jody do any of that? What's kind of the process in terms of trying to get him?
Yeah, we want to keep him as acclimated and up to speed as we can. So he's like any other high school prospect that has graduated, or excuse me, has signed. Technically they're still a recruit, but you can do on a limited basis X's and O's, Zoom type thing, but it's not a required, consistent, everyday type thing either. It's all within the rules, and our compliance office and Jeff Whitehead, I'm sure you're watching Jeff, does a great job of keeping us up to date on what we can and can't be doing, and making sure we're smart with everything on that standpoint. We're not requiring him to get on a Zoom call 6 hours a day from Dallas, Texas to talk about the offense and watch practice and things like that.
Sort of staying on that topic. I mean, within the last couple of years, that dynamic has sort of changed with Zoom being more of a thing. Have you guys noticed that, or tried to, kind of stay with the times and take advantage of that being more prevalent and part of, culture?
Yeah, for sure. Particularly with recruiting as well. I mean, that was recruiting for essentially over a year. Last year at this time, when you couldn't have prospects on campus, so you had to do everything on Zoom. And there's no substitute for getting them on campus, but we're also still able to do Zooms with prospects as well. Maybe it's somebody that hasn't been able to get here, that's from farther away. You can get on there and do a Zoom and get to know each other a little bit better, and then get them down here and visit and things like that. So certainly there were a lot of benefits that came from the technology, during that time. Technology benefits, no benefits from COVID, I'm not saying that, but during that, you certainly gained some knowledge of technology and how to take advantage of things, and we certainly want to continue to try and stay on the cutting edge and do what we can from that standpoint, for sure.
Shane, as far as the scrimmage, what are you guys kind of looking for? What's kind of the setup for it as far as what you guys are going to do on this weekend? Yeah, we'll sit down. I mean, I've already got it planned out and scripted out. I did that before spring practice, but that was before, we had a injury report that looks like a rainbow right here as well with all the different colors. So as we get closer to Saturday and we kind of see where everybody is and what certain guys will be able to do, we'll plan that. But like all the scrimmages that we've always done, I mean, we'll, play it like a game and have a lot of just drive the ball, open field, but then also make sure we have enough structured situations where we get some third down work, we get some red zone work, we get some 2-minute offense work, we get some short yardage goal line just in case it doesn't come up, during the course of play. Being able to kick and punt and things like that as well, to see those specialists get out there as well will be critical. But a lot of that will depend. How many plays we do will depend on really the health of these guys. And again, nobody's serious or long term right now. It's just we got some guys that are banged up, which is normal after 7 weeks of practice or 7 days of practice.
Shane, lots of experience up front along the offensive line. I'm curious, how much does that change the evaluation process? With a few of those guys played a couple different positions last year. How much does that just change kind of the evaluation process of trying to find that combination of your 5 best?
Yeah, you certainly know what Eric Douglas can do at center and what Javon Gwynn can do at guard. So you're certainly trying to find, develop depth there, along the offensive line. And then the more you can do, the better, So the guy that has the ability to play right guard and left guard, the guy that has the ability to play center and guard. You know, the guy that has the ability to play both tackle spots or go from a tackle position to a guard position. You certainly want to make sure you're developing enough depth and getting guys looks in different positions. And with the returning experience that we do have there, that certainly affords you that ability to do that, rather than if it was a group that was brand new that you're trying to get honed in at their at one position. No? Oh, good. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, that was Shane Beamer speaking to the media after the 7th practice of spring ball. So, you guys want to talk about what Coach Beamer had to say? Anything else? Take your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Let's see. Short, but to the point. Well, about 30 minutes. I mean, it's at some point, man, I think the questions just get a little repetitive. I wish they would ask him some more specific. I wish they'd ask him some more specific questions about positions. Like, I'd love to hear how the running back position's shaking out, wide receiver, who's stepping up in the secondary, but, whatever. Our media asks what they ask. Cody Gaskins, I don't think he's talked about Stone Blanton because Stone Blanton is not on campus yet. Stone Blanton will not be here until the summer. So Stone Blanton is currently playing high school baseball right now. So, yeah, he is not here, nor is Tanner Bailey. So, yeah, I doubt that he'd have much to say, if anything at all, if he was asked about Stone Blanton. But, yeah, I'd expect Stone to be a big piece for us, man. I mean, obviously linebacker, I talked to you guys about it last year, and I don't know, linebacker, we've just never – linebacker's never been a position where we've had some good ones. Don't get me wrong. We've had some good ones. The Sky Moores and the Ernest Jones and the T.J. Brunsons and the Jasper Brinkleys, of course, and the Norwoods and the Shaq Wilsons. But, I don't really feel like I've ever come into a season, or it's been a long time since I've come into a season and said, man, linebacker's the strength of the defense. I don't know. So, yeah, I think Stone Blanton definitely stepping up. He's going to have to play a lot for us. You get Sherrod Green back from injury, so which it's so funny, dude. Sherrod Green has been here forever. It's insane to me that he's back this year. I mean, dude, I remember this guy playing in 2018. He's one of the first he basically was here the entire Muschamp tenure. So, Grayson Miller, very excited for the motivation and competitiveness he's bringing to the program. I mean, yeah, I'm excited for what Beamer's doing also. Yeah, excited for the spring game. Obviously saying they're going to scrimmage on Saturday. So, it's funny, man. Again, I was joking with a buddy of mine last night. I mean, I love it, right? I love it. But it's wild how, football truly is king. Football's truly king in this part of the country. And, we're at the watch party for the women's basketball game Sunday night, and a guy's there, and he looks over. He's like, "Man, can you believe it? Only 20 more Saturdays until kickoff." And I'm like, "Dude," do you know how long that is? 20 more Saturdays? Are we really starting the countdown at 20 Saturdays? But you got to love it, man. You got to love it. You got to love it for sure. There's a reason we start the countdown from 100 days, and we count all the way down until kickoff. There's a reason we do it. There's a reason we do it. Braddock 843 says Stockton should be ready by game one. Yeah, I would expect 110% also, man. Listen, they've played together. I don't think our playbook is rocket science or anything. So, yeah, I think he should be good to go, no question. I think he should be good. And they're going to have a set, they're going to have set plays that him and Spencer, they're kind of their money plays that'll be like, okay, these are, we're at minimum going to have this established for you guys. Again, taking your questions, comments, calls, guys, 843-790-3377. I would love to hear from you all. Would love to hear from you. Again, Gamecocks baseball taking the field tonight, looking to make it 3 straight dubs. They're taking on Presbyterian in a game that I believe should be, an easy win. It's about attacking the midweek the right way, though. You don't want to go into it just thinking, we're just going to, roll our helmets on the field and we're going to get the W. I mean, approach it the right way. You do that. I think this should be a very similar night to what you saw when the Gamecocks took on Gardner-Webb. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 7-inning run rule kind of game, which I wouldn't mind at all because we got to record the podcast after the game. So Luke Argis says, Chris, you could definitely ask better questions to the media. Whatever, man. I'm not going to come at the media for the questions they ask. I mean, listen, different strokes for different folks. Some people want to know different things. For me specifically, I wish there were more questions regarding specific players. I probably would have referenced, 247 Sports. They listed Christian Beal-Smith as their breakout player for South Carolina this year. What are your thoughts on that? Do you believe that Christian Beal-Smith is set to be a breakout star in your offense and at the running back position? Where does he sit in regards to that competition? I will tell you this. It is a little interesting to me that, and I'm sure if they're going to move him, they may not say it, but I don't know. It's interesting to me to a degree that Luke Doty is still working at quarterback. I'll be honest with you. I was a fan of Luke Doty last year. I'm a fan of Luke Doty now, but I want to see Luke Doty play. And I don't know. Is he going to play at quarterback? Is he going to ever be a contributor there? I don't know. I don't know. So Brian Dean says, I feel like Spencer Rattler could be the best quarterback in the SEC. I mean, he's got potential for sure, man. Upsides there. I'd probably still say Bryce Young is going to be the best. Again, people have him ranked 5th. So is Spencer Rattler the best quarterback in the SEC? I think Bryce Young would like a word. I think Hendon Hooker would like a word. I think, God, who am I missing? Who am I missing here? Let's see. Who did they rank? Yeah, here we go. This was Bryce Young, KJ Jefferson, number 2 from Arkansas. Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, and then they had Stetson Bennett ahead of Spencer Rattler, which that one, I get it, I understand, but I don't know. Jackson Dart, Lance, I'm not putting Jackson Dart there yet. The guy hadn't even taken a snap yet. Will Levis at Kentucky. Good player. But, I mean, certainly, man, Spencer Rattler is one of the best. I mean, thank God we're going into a season where our quarterback's not ranked like 13th. That's where we were last year, literally. That's where we were last year. So we finally, for the first time in what feels like a long time, have a top half of the league. Here's my question. When it comes to all conferences, I guess Bryce Young's going to be preseason All-SEC first team, no doubt. Second and third, though. I mean, do you put Stetson Bennett second team? Do you put KJ Jefferson third? Hooker? Does Rattler get any sort of love? I think Rattler will not get the love that others will get because, and hear me out when I say this, supporting cast. I don't think people are going to look at South Carolina and say he's got as good a supporting cast as others. I mean, I would ask you guys, do you – that's going to be something interesting as we move through the offseason and we move in the preseason and we start really dissecting and breaking down, this thing in regards to the Carolina offense and what the expectations for the offense are, because I know we're all excited. Rattler, Jaheim Bell, Antoine Wells Jr., Josh Vann, Austin Stogner, E.J. Jenkins, Dakereon Joyner, Christian Beal-Smith, Lavassier Carroll, Juju McDowell, Marshawn Lloyd. But is it realistic to expect this offense to score, 35 points per game? Is that realistic? I don't know. It all comes down to the offensive line. It does. It all comes down to line play. It's stating the obvious. We can't run the football. We will not succeed. and you've got your top 8 offensive linemen. You've got your top 8 offensive linemen back, which I didn't even realize it was that many. It was that many until I had my conversation with Pick Six Previews. Yeah, Pick Six Previews. So top 8 offensive linemen are back. It'll all come down to offensive linemen. Brian Dean says Xavier Legette too. Yeah, I mean, Legette's a solid piece. I don't expect him to go crazy or anything. I think that, he's probably our 4th or 5th option out there on the outside, but, he could make some plays for us. But, yeah, like I told you guys, and again, I will present you this hypothetical yet again. We're talking football. Since we're talking football, here's my excuse me. Ooh, frog in my throat. Since we're talking football, here's my hypothetical to you all. I'm going to give you one of 2 options. Option number 1, you can sign right here on the dotted line, 8-4 season. I'm not going to tell you which games you're going to win and lose, but I'll guarantee you an 8-4 season. Or option number 2, the uncertainty, right? There's no guarantees. You might win more, you might win less. Are you rolling the dice with option number 2, or are you signing the dotted line for an 8-4 a year guaranteed? Yours truly, I'm signing the dotted line and taking 8-4. I would kill for an 8-4 season. I would kill to go 8-4. 8-4 is a really fun year. You beat some teams you're supposed to beat. Obviously, you've probably won some games you weren't supposed to win. You've probably beaten the Kentuckys, the Missouris. You might have even beaten a Tennessee. You might have taken down an Arkansas, right? 8-4 would be an incredible year. I think 8-4 would be a fantastic season in Beamer's second year. I think anybody who says it wouldn't be is a lunatic. I mean, really, truly. 8-4 would be an incredible year. So, you start creeping into the 7-5 range, and I think fans start to get a little restless. But again, you got to keep perspective. It is year 2. They overachieved massively in year 1. So, and again, we'll get into that much more. We'll get into that much more. But 8-4 will be an incredible year. And here's the thing: Brian Lattimore says this year has special vibes. I'd roll the dice. Our potential for a higher ceiling is a higher chance than a letdown of my. See, Brian, I disagree. I think, listen, do not let the majesty of the offseason get you carried away with what probably realistic expectations are. I understand, dude, listen, you know what? Because, Brian, here's the thing. The way you're thinking, Tennessee fans feel the same way, bro. Kentucky fans feel the same way. Georgia fans obviously are riding Cloud 9. Arkansas fans feel the same way. So, I do 8-4. I'd sign up for 8-4 in a heartbeat. I would take 8-4. 8-4 is a fun year. Dude, over the course of a decade, if we could average 8-4, dude, I'd be giddy with that. Anybody who says they wouldn't is lying. Anybody who says, as a Gamecock fan, I mean, you really need to look at our history, how many times we've won 8 or more games. It's not a lot. It's not as many as I wish it was. We'll put it that way. So, yeah. Lance Player, 12-0 is I shotgun a latte. Yeah, I hear you, my guy. Luke RJ, I make more money on the over-under 7 wins again. Luke, I don't think the over-under is going to be 7. I think you're looking at a Gamecocks over-under, I think 6.5. I think that's where it's going to sit at 6.5. I really do. I mean, again, Brian, I hope we go 9-3. I'd love to. I hope we go freaking 12-0. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to think we were in Vegas over under 3.5 wins. We overachieved with 6 in the regular season. I think this year we are over under 6.5. I don't see it being any higher. I think 6.5 is the perfect number. I really do. I know a lot of fans can't comprehend how we could go 6-6. I just don't see Vegas putting it at 7. I mean, that would also be a great number, though. That would be a great number. I really do. Matt Bruno, do we feel 8-4 is settling for mediocrity? On what planet, Matt Bruno, is 8-4 in year 2 of a new head coach settling for mediocrity? I just like Matt Bruno. So are you telling me that we should be upset if we don't go 12-0 in year 2? I mean, like, I understand the don't settle for mediocrity comment. That's like saying this, though. That's like saying this. It's like saying this. I start going to the gym, right? And I say, well, I should be lifting, today I lifted 20 pounds. Well, tomorrow I should lift 100. And if I settle for just lifting 30, I'm settling for mediocrity. Like, you got to build. I understand the whole not settling for mediocrity thing, but it's also a process. You can't put the cart in front of the horse, my guy. You have to, you build as you go. You build as you go. You don't say, well, if we don't win every game, we're settling for mediocrity if we're happy. Like, guys, it's sports. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be happy every now and then. So, yeah, it's 8-4. I mean, settling for mediocrity. That's no. I don't see it that way at all. I don't see it that way at all. Let's see. I mean, here's a hot take, which, by the way, Justin Langford, it's no longer called the Outback Bowl. It's now called the Tampa Bowl. RIP the Outback Bowl. Here's a hot take. I think 7-5 with a bowl win would be a successful year. I really do. I think you just have to, and listen, I want to see this team take the next step. No doubt. I mean, I want to see this team beat Kentucky. I want to see them beat Mizzou. I want to see them take down a Tennessee. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain games you need to win. But you got to go to Arkansas. You still got to play Georgia, A&M, and Clemson. You got to go to Kentucky, where you suck. You suck there. You suck there. You're terrible in Kentucky. Kentucky will be favored over you, right? So I think 7-5 could happen. I think 7-5 certainly could happen. But if you go 7-5 with a bowl win, I mean, guys, again, when I look at Beamer, when he was hired, these people wanting these instant results, man, we're in it for the long haul with Shane Beamer. This isn't a 5-year. I don't even look at it as a 5-year project. We're in it for the long haul with Shane Beamer. In my opinion, we are in this thing for the long haul. So you got to give the guy time to build. I mean, we even with the addition of Spencer Rattler, I'm excited as hell. Do we have elite talent top to bottom? No, probably. I don't think so. No, we're not. We're not on the level of a Georgia. We're not on the level of A&M. Guys, I hate to say it, we're not even on the level of Clemson, especially in the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's the biggest area of deficiency probably at this point, and that'll certainly be the biggest question mark, right? Like, can we hold our own up front? So, Chris Miller says, historically speaking, if Beamer can get to 7+ wins every season over 10 years, it would be a huge W for the program. I mean, absolutely. I mean, again, you have to keep in perspective what you're talking about in regards to our history and tradition or lack thereof. Keith Malsberger says week 2 is huge. I agree. I mean, listen, Keith, I think Carolina's in a great position week 2. Here's why. Week 2, it's not a make or break your season kind of game, but it is a game that if you win, the door of possibilities just swings open, right? If you start the season 2-0, you got Georgia coming to town week 3. It'll be a night game. It'll be an insane atmosphere, nationally televised, right? All of a sudden, who knows, right? Like, who knows what your season could become? And if you lose to Arkansas, hey, you're probably most definitely, I would say, you're going to be an underdog. As long as you don't get blown out or something. I mean, it's not like if you lose to Arkansas, like all hope for the season is lost. But what a great opportunity. I mean, what a great opportunity it is. Truly, truly. Guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I want to continue to hear from you. The conversation heating up here on a Tuesday. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377 here on this Tuesday. DJ Sun Tzu OG tuned in, and he's got a lot to say. DJ Sun Tzu back on the show. DJ Sun Tzu, I'm giddy that Frank Martin is no longer our head coach, to be honest with you. And, hey, he can take his petty ass right up to UMass. I really don't give a damn, bro. You want to complain about Lamont Paris and suck off Frank Martin? You're more than welcome to do that. What's the worst that's going to happen, DJ, with us rolling the dice? We're going to miss the tournament? Ain't nothing Frank Martin didn't do. So give it a rest. Just pipe down. Just pipe down, my guy. Just pipe down. Anyways, Colton Carnell, I know I want more than 2 10-11 win seasons in a row once we get there instead of a fluke 10-win season. And the next we go back to 6. Colton, I would love to win 10. I'd love to just go 8-4, Colton. Colton, I just love to go 8-4. Let's go 8-4 first, and then we can worry about winning 10 games. Let's go 8-4 first. Let's see. Austin Greer, imagine the Cox start 3-0 will be a top 10 team. Yeah. Luke RJ, this is the SEC. People forget how good everybody else in the conference is now. This isn't the 90s or early 2000s. Rebecca Strandage, what's going on? DJ, no, I don't remember our convo, my guy. I don't know. Let's see. Grayson Miller, regardless of a 9-3, 8-4, 7-5 season, successful seasons like that will bring the so-called top talent recruits transfer. Just my opinion on that. I agree with you about the building for Shane Beamer. It's not going to happen overnight, but everything we've seen so far with him is a great step in the right direction. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just about keeping the program on a positive trajectory. Jimmy's and Joe's, players win games. So having that program on a positive trajectory and getting top talent, that's what it comes down to. So, I mean, I thought we did a great job pulling guys in with the transfer portal and recruiting at a top 25 clip. But, yeah, I mean, realistically, guys, to compete with the Georgias and the Bamas and the LSUs and, if I think everybody that's tuned in here, everybody that loves Gamecock football, they want to see South Carolina compete for an SEC East title or an SEC championship. You got to start recruiting, in my opinion, a top 15 clip at minimum. You got to coach the shit out of them, but you got to recruit at a high level. You do. Top 20 clip at minimum and be again, master talent evaluator, master talent developer. Use the portal to your advantage. You can do those things. You'll give yourself a chance. Jeff Gullich says, well, I'll be at the Arkansas game. We need to get the TSUS RV party on wheels up and running for a great pregame tailgate. I hear you. I'm working on that, Jeff. I'm working on that. Brian Dean, Chris, how did the meeting go with Paris and Gigi Jackson? I would assume it went well. DJ Sense. Okay. I guess DJ, it's been a while. Listen, you're always welcome to call in. I appreciate you. Appreciate you calling in. Yeah, sorry, we get tons of calls, my guy. We get tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of calls and comments. And whenever somebody like asks me about something like that, like, hey, do you remember this? Do you know who I am? It's like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, dude, we get so many comments and so many calls and so many DMs, and it's hard to remember everybody. So if that ever happens, I apologize. Luke RJ, what do you think about all the injuries and then the tight end room not being that deep with Stogner and Bell and Kenyon out right now? I mean, Luke, I think it's all stuff that's just minor,
Call
like Beamer said.
Rebecca.
We kick off in 6 months, my guy. I think we'll be okay.
To send a
Rebecca, what's going on? How are you?
Good. I think this DJ person needs to get laid like Coach Ford.
I think DJ's fine. I think DJ's fine. It's all good. No, it's all good. Hey, the beauty's in the banter. We're fine with DJ. We got no issues with DJ. He's good. I'm sure DJ gets laid plenty. He's fine. We got no beef with DJ. We got no beef with DJ. So we're good.
Because I'm over here reading these comments and all that,
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good with DJ. We're fine. We're fine. DJ's fine.
Anyway, is Robbie Davis called in?
Robbie Davis did call in about an hour ago. Yeah, you might have missed him. He did call in about an hour ago.
I was wondering.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Had a good conversation. I don't know if you knew this, Rebecca. Robbie is in the Zaxby's Hall of Fame. Did you know that? Fun fact of the day for you.
What, he's in the Hall of Fame?
For Zaxby's. Yeah, Zaxby's Hall of Fame.
Oh, really now?
Yeah. Really?
Wow.
Wow is right.
He's lucky.
Yeah, apparently he worked there and, yeah, in the Zaxby's Hall of Fame.
Well, that's good that he did that. I just got up not too long ago. I thought I'd come in here, call in, because I know I ain't called in yet.
Yeah, no, hey, we always look forward to it. It's always a pleasure, Rebecca. It's
All
always
right,
a pleasure.
DJ. DJ's over here being something else.
DJ wants all the smoke, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, y'all fight it out in the comments. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's called respect.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can call in after me. But anyway, who is it that we play tonight?
Yeah, Presbyterian College.
Well, they can kiss my ass.
I figured as much. I figured so.
I mean, whoever plays South Carolina can kiss my ass, for real.
Really? Yeah, yeah. Facts. Big facts.
I mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm. Big facts. Yep. I think Carolina will get a big dub tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun at the ballpark.
I say so. I wish that was there.
It'll be a good time. Be a very good time.
It would be fun to come down there and see that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rebecca, you'll have to do it sometime. We'll have to make it happen. Yeah. So.
Maybe
so.
I just thought I'd just call in because I say everybody's wondering about me.
Yeah, for sure. Rebecca, we appreciate it.
All right, DJ, you can call in next.
Appreciate you, Rebecca. Have a good one. Great stuff. 843-790-337 to me. Let's try to get the calls rolling. Brian Dean, Rebecca starts the Kiss My Ass Club. If you ain't a Gamecock fan, you kiss an ass. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I think we're going to rock PC tonight. It'll be nice after a bit of a, I say this, I don't want to jinx anything, but after a high intensity weekend, I think it'll be nice to sort of relax at the ballpark a little bit tonight. It'll be nice to relax at the ballpark a little bit, watch the Gamecocks do work. So Justin Langford says, anybody going to AEW Dynamite tomorrow night at the CLA? I have no idea who that is. I got to be honest with you. And tomorrow night also, Tin Roof. We're live at Tin Roof, 6 to 8. Taking your questions, comments, calls. $3 Rumple, $3 Drafts, $3 Fireball. Great food, great people, great times as well. So Yeah, come on out to Tin Roof. We'll be hanging out there. Never heard of AEW. I don't even know who that is. Is that a wrestling? Oh, it's wrestling. Okay. Dude, how many divisions of wrestling are there? Like, all right, let's start the phone lines here.
Call from
JTS2 Solutions.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
What's going on? You're on the air.
What's up, man? I had you on 2 TVs, buddy.
Love to hear it.
This is Sun Tzu repping 864. That's upstate South Carolina. Just wanted to clear the air, even though I really I actually didn't even know there was this little chat room, man. Every time I watched the show, I watched it on like my Xbox, and then I grabbed the phone, dude.
Love it.
So I didn't mean to disrespect anybody in the chat room, and so
I think you're good.
Yeah.
No, you're good, bro. Hey, listen, we've been a lot worse. Trust me, there's been a lot worse. So no, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
That's cool, man. So I guess y'all based out of Columbia, huh?
I am in Columbia. Yes, that is a fact. At least for the time being, yes, I'm in Columbia.
Yeah, I wish I lived over there, man. You know, come check out the wings and stuff y'all got going on.
Yeah, and that's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, I was just clearing the air, man. I guess you don't remember. I called in one time about Frank Martin, and we got into it. But
no, yeah, I do. I do remember you. I do remember you calling in briefly. Guess there's no Frank Martin chatter to have anymore, my guy, because he ain't here no more. So.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's right. Like, we got to move on. Like,
that's a fact.
There's not a bigger Carolina Gamecock fan than me, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm going for the, whoever's in charge. That's what I'm going for, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, here I'll tell you this, man. Again, it's no ill will or hard feelings to Frank, but you're a top 25 in the country paid coach, and you're making $3 million a year, and there's literally no other program in existence where you'd make one tournament in a decade and survive. So, he had every opportunity to do it, and he didn't, and that's why he's not here anymore. So, I'm sorry. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
Nothing personal.
I don't want to bring that.
He's landed on his feet
man.
at UMass, and I can't wait to go watch him make one tournament in a decade with them too. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want to say.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is.
I brought that up because it's the last time I saw the show, dude. I done moved on as soon as they, let him go, man. Because, I'm a Gamecock.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I just, I know there's people hurt by it and upset, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm proud of the administration and the athletics department for having some standards. I mean, honestly, saying that, hey, winning does matter. We need more. So, I mean, you couldn't even make the NIT. I mean, that kind of shows the kind of season you had. So, it is what it is. I'm excited for Paris. We'll see what happens. It's definitely a risk. It's definitely a roll of the dice, but sometimes you just got to roll the dice, man. Rip the Band-Aid off, and what's the worst that can happen? We missed the tournament. We've already done that 9 of the last 10 years. So what's the difference? So, he's got his work cut out for him, no question. But, yeah, I think Gamecock Nation obviously they got to get behind him. I mean, it's going to be really tough, and especially year one's probably going to be a little rough. But, got to see what happens.
Did you play a lot of basketball, man?
Did I play a lot of basketball?
Yes, sir.
Nah, I mean here and there, but not competitive. Nah, I was a baseball and golf guy. Not a
Gotcha, man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. I mean, we could be real successful runners with that, man. Basketball is a funny sport, I played just high school level, and my son plays, my dad plays. Like, I know a lot about basketball, man. But shit, man, I didn't mean to bring that subject up, dude.
I love it, dude. I love it. I mean, it's a talking point. I mean, no, I love it, man. I mean, listen, it's a talking point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the AD, so I would have kept Frank Martin, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a Carolina fan. Like, I go to these games. I've been going for 30, 40 years. I'm going to continue to go. I make that drive down to Columbia. I represent down in the 864. I live in Clemson country. It's not easy where I live. Anyway, I'm on y'all's team, okay? I'm on y'all's team. All right.
Yeah, no, dude, for
But,
sure. I mean, yeah. So.
I feel like I don't know, man. I didn't, and sorry, Rebecca, I didn't mean to. You're probably right. I probably do need to get laid. But all right, y'all take it easy now.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. Good God. Oh, like I said though, hey, I mean, listen, there's plenty out there. I mean, DJ, I didn't not trying to single you out. I mean, hey, and listen, you don't have to apologize for having an opinion. I'm not questioning your loyalty to the Gamecocks because you have an opinion one way or the other. I mean, obviously, I have a lot of opinions that go against what just being a fan would say. But to his point, again, there are people that, wish Frank Martin didn't get fired and would have brought him back. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier, guys, in the tweet that I shared earlier, that people hate uncertainty over mediocrity. People hate uncertainty over mediocrity. They do. And that can be applied in this situation. Because at least with Frank, you knew what you were getting. You knew what you were getting. And, some people were just, change hurts. Change hurts. And not everybody's going to embrace it. So, it is what it is. Let's see. Grayson Best, thoughts on keeping the pitching rotation out as it now and having Julian be our go-to guy to the pen when he's back? No, Grayson, I'd put him in the starting rotation. I think Noah Hall needs to be one of the top bullpen guys. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. I would put Bosnick back in the rotation. Thomas Walker, shiny or matte batting helmets? I don't have any issues with the matte helmets. I don't have any issues with that. We do have a text, I believe. Yeah. Taylor from Myrtle. I will sure miss Frank Martin's life lessons, a.k.a. benching our best players for half the game when we're down 30 points. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Brian Dean says Lamont Paris will have South Carolina in the NCAA tournament year one. Mark it down. Love that. I hope so. Brian Dean said he has a good curve and a nasty slider. Love it. Should have stayed in the game, my guy. Hunter Hurlong, nobody at all. Rebecca, they can kiss me. For sure. Yeah, I mean, again, there's still folks. There's folks that are going to be skeptical of they're going to be skeptical of Paris just because they wish Martin was still the coach, and that's totally fine. But Grayson Best, do you think Gigi's attainable with Lamont Paris and most of our roster transferring? Do I think we land Gigi? No. Is it possible? Sure. Do I think we land him? No. So. Anyways, guys, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. Be sure to check out the podcast, by the way, that dropped this morning, episode 628, full breakdown of the night's game. Of course, Gamecocks taking on the Presbyterian Blue Hose at Founders Park. Full breakdown of that game, what to watch for, key player, prediction, all that good stuff. Also, thoughts on the transfer portal. Devin Carter, Mike Green, of course, hitting the portal. What it means for Lamont Paris. Also, thoughts on Dawn Staley's squad. Again, that matchup, guys, is set. Friday at 7 o'clock, Gamecocks will take on Louisville in the Final Four. And do not forget, we're going to post the graphic here shortly, but the official watch party destination, or the spot to be to watch the game, your Final Four headquarters, if you will, Carolina Ale House in Harbison in Columbia, South Carolina. So we will promote that. Guys, if you need a spot to go watch the game, head on out to Carolina Ale House in Harbison in Columbia, South Carolina. That's your Final Four headquarters to watch that ball game as the Gamecocks take on Louisville. Guys, we're going to jump into one final break, and then we'll be back taking your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back taking your questions, comments, calls. Final 15 minutes or so here on the Daily Crow. Was just looking, by the way, again, I know we're talking Gamecocks here, but how about next week? How about, dude, April's going to be a legendary month. You've got Masters Week next week. And then Thursday is opening day. Thursday is MLB opening day. How about that, dude? That's crazy to think that's literally next week. Literally next week. How about that? Unreal. Cannot wait. We've also got, of course, the spring game, college baseball continuing for Carolina. We've got I'm actually going on a little trip, little bachelor party trip, if you will, into the month. So we got an exciting April, man. We got an exciting April. John Kruger says big weekend, Lady Gamecocks Friday, Final Four, and Duke Final Four Saturday. John, I can tell you this: nobody in this chat gives a shit about Duke being in the Final Four except for you, my friend. No offense, but John, I'm sorry. We have to give you some hell for being a Duke guy, man. We just have to, John. I mean, listen, here's my thing. Duke UNC Saturday, legendary Final Four matchup. I don't like either one of them. I don't like UNC. I don't like Duke. I don't like either one of them. I'm not pulling for either one of them. Probably won't even watch the game, John. Well, I don't know, John. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But yeah. No offense, John. No offense. No offense. No offense, my guy. No offense. It's all love. You know it's all love, John. John, you know it's all love, John. Austin Greer, did you know PC cannot offer scholarships anymore for sports? Really? Why? I didn't know that. No, I did not know that. I did not know that. I will say this. I saw some updated projections from some people on Twitter regarding Gamecocks baseball. And their season predictions the rest of the way out. I just saw two accounts that have the Gamecocks finishing 18-12. Two different accounts. 18-12 in SEC play. Guys, I will shit a brick if this team finishes 18-12 in conference play. Like, do you understand how good 18-12 is? Like, I picked 17-13 in the preseason, which would be a fantastic finish. Fantastic finish. Bro, 18-12, like you're legitimately probably finishing like second in the East. I think that's a little aggressive. I just, bro, get to 15-15 or better. That will get you in the postseason. Because I can tell you this again. You can feel however you feel about Mark Kingston. Totally fine. It doesn't bother me either way. If you want him fired, you think he should be extended. I don't care how you feel, right? And you can feel despite, no matter how this season finishes out, whether you make the postseason, you don't, that he should be out. But damn it, we want to get to the postseason. I want to get to the damn postseason because there's nothing sounds worse. Nothing sounds worse than sitting at home watching postseason baseball and us not being in it.
Luke RJ.
Here we go. Luke RJ, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. What's up, Chris?
Just hanging out, man. Having a day. What's going on?
Yeah, so I got a couple things today. I think like three things. So for me, Beamer ball to the moon. That's what I'm thinking. I loved his press conference, and the one thing he said about, his high school coaches coming to the practices and stuff, and how like everybody loved being there, and how he it just seems like everything he does is so just like precise, and he wants to make it just like the best it could possibly be. And if he starts getting all these high school coaches around the country that want to be there at anything that he does, I mean, it's just going to be great. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, listen, I think Shane Beamer takes a lot of pride in it. I think it's for him very personal. Again, this is as we said when he got hired, it's not just a job. It is, it's home for him. So yeah, I mean, I think when you pay attention to detail and it is personal for you and you take care of the little things, I think you're able to see that. And I think that's what you see in Shane Beamer. So I think that's why you hear glowing reviews and listen, Shane Beamer's a human being, right? He's not God. He's not perfect. But he's able to do things in regards to our football program. And because again, he takes it so personal, I think, and it matters to him. It's really important. And I talk about little things and why little things are important. And I think that's what you're seeing him do. So, I mean, yeah, listen, it's great. It's great. Everything's also a lot better when you're winning, and we won our last football game, so that makes everything feel better. And but yeah, again, for Beamer, I'll never question. Again, it's really important to him, and he's going to approach everything the right way and do everything in his power to make South Carolina football the best it can possibly be. And yeah, just excited to see where it goes from here. I mean, again, I think if nothing else, I don't care how the rest of his tenure goes here as head coach. He's going to put his best foot forward and keep making South Carolina great at the forefront. And, again, whether that happens or not, we'll see. But he's sure as hell going to give his best effort for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I have total confidence in what anything Beamer does. That's just my opinion. And I'm not saying you didn't say that, but so you heard about, I mean, I know you've heard about like the party on the field thing, and then like, the night game and all that kind of stuff. Are you planning to go to that party on the field thing? And
I don't know yet. That Beamer ball thing, the Beamer ball. I have no idea, man, to be honest. It just kind of depends how it plays out in regards to my schedule and everything else. And it's definitely a cool event. Sounds awesome. I forget exactly. I guess it's in May, I think. I mean, we might have baseball, to be honest with you. We might have baseball. So let's see. Let's see. They got it. It's May the 14th. I got a feeling we're going to have baseball. Like I really do. But it is at night. I mean, could still go. Let's see. So we play Kentucky at home that day in baseball at noon. So yeah, it'd be possible to go. I mean, I might go. I don't know. Yeah, I really haven't decided. That's kind of a little ways out, but yeah, I think it's an awesome event they're putting on, and definitely people should try to go if they can. I think sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the field or whatever. Kind of hope it doesn't rain or something, but
yeah, I think bad weather would obviously throw a wrench in it. I'm sure that they're gonna have if that happened, they'd probably move it inside. But obviously, I think they're banking on a good weather night. It's certainly not a cheap event. Cheapest ticket being, I believe, $65. So,
only the elite, man. You got to go.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, the tickets range from $65 a ticket, or you can get a table that's really like $5,000. So, which are sold out, by the way. The $5,000 tables are sold out, believe it or not. As I'm just checking, so unreal. Hot ticket item for sure.
So anything he does is awesome, man. He gets people excited, throws events and stuff. But back to baseball. So the Gamecocks took 2 or 3 from Vandy. So that was Tuesday. You put out that podcast. You think maybe you kind of helped fire up the players? Maybe a couple of them kind of heard your little podcast and all the things you had to say, maybe gave them some motivation, kind of like how that Texas bat flip guy kind of probably pissed them off and they took 2 or 3 from Texas.
I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I will say I'm not naive enough to think those guys don't hear the show. I mean, I think they do, but is that the reason we beat Vanderbilt? No, we beat Vanderbilt because we played good baseball. We finally swung the bats and I know it's hard to explain. I mean, listen, getting swept by Tennessee was disappointing. It wasn't, mind blowing. Like the Citadel loss was mind blowing. And again, I think what the Vandy weekend showed me, listen, it's easy to lock in for a weekend like that. It's easy to lock in at home against Vanderbilt, top 5 team. Like if you can't get excited to play Vandy, we got a whole other set of issues. So what this past weekend showed again is that it's mental. It's mental with this group. Like we obviously have talent, but it's about bringing the right mentality to the ballpark every single time. So because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You can lose to the Citadel and to beat Vanderbilt 2 out of 3. So, I mean, listen, did my podcast fire us up? And hey, you know what? If it did, great. If it did, great. I'm not going to sit here and take credit for us beating Vandy 2 out of 3. I mean, the reason we beat Vandy 2 out of 3, we played good baseball. We finally swung it, and we pitched it well. We played good defense. Guys stepped up. Bottom line, and our veterans stepped up. We finally played, I think, to the level that we're capable of. And again, I would say this: are we as good as we saw against Texas and Vandy? Maybe not. Are we as bad as we saw against Xavier and the Citadel? I don't think so. So the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. But I mean, it was a huge series win, man. You absolutely had to have it. You had to have it. And again, it's crazy how quickly things can change. It's a long season for sure. And I just after that Citadel game, I couldn't hold back, man. I was just upset and passionate, and we all just want to see Carolina baseball be great. And there is a certain standard here and an expectation, and that needs to be upheld. And you're going to wear that garnet and black. You're going to wear that Carolina across your chest. That it needs to mean a lot, man. So, again, if my rant fired them up and made them play better, then you know what, that's fantastic. But we beat Vandy 2 out of 3 because we played good baseball. Bottom line, we played good baseball, and I just want to see it continue.
No doubt. So last thing I got for you is, that thing you said about pitchers or athletes on Twitter or whatever. I just wanted to get your thoughts. Do you think that's an accurate take about what I said about how, baseball players or football players, they're throwing their whole lives growing up, and to be able to get that kind of arm speed or just the strength, your whole body. Do you think that's accurate about what I said? Because I got a couple of negative quote tweets from that.
What did you say again? What did you say again? What was it exactly?
Just about how you basically around age 12, if you're not playing baseball or throwing, it's gonna be. I said you have to train your arm at least around age 12 to have a chance to be able to throw 90 plus, or be able to throw the football 60 plus yards or something like that. You can't just never use your arm and until you're 18 and then expect to just in a couple years be able to throw that hard. That's what I was getting at. Do you believe in that?
I mean, yeah, I don't think there are many guys that can just pick up a baseball and just throw it 90 miles an hour. Now, granted, again, what I said is, and I speak from experience, and this is real, that it's God-given. Throwing 90 plus is God-given. You see guys throwing, and I'm not saying that obviously you train and it can help increase velocity. I mean, obviously, man, you get stronger, you get bigger as you grow. Yes, you train your body. I mean, listen, throwing a baseball hard is as much about, it starts from the ground up. So it starts, with your legs up to your thighs, your core, right? Upper half, shoulder, elbow, everything. Yeah, it's a full body motion. It's a full body thing. But throwing a baseball that hard is God-given. I mean, there's if you can't throw 90, you can't throw 90, my guy. There's just, it doesn't matter how much training you do. It's God-given to a degree. You know what I mean? Throwing a baseball 95 miles an hour, there's no training plan out there that's going to get you from 85 to 95. If it's not in there, it's not in there. Again, there's only so much training you can do, talent and skill is a real thing. You know what I mean? Just having God-given talent, that is part of it, in anything, right? I mean, in anything, truly. I mean, absolutely. Hey, you can go lift as much as you want and swing as much as you want, but it doesn't mean you're going to hit 30 home runs in a major league season. There's a certain level to it where, yes, the training's important and all that, but yeah, throwing 90 plus is a God-given thing for sure. So
Yeah, I mean, I just remember, I played baseball and football, but, I took like 3 years off of like working out and throwing and stuff. And I went back out there and started throwing a little bit every day. And then like I had like an elbow, like I feel fatigued, like almost like a Tommy John just from, not using all my muscles in my body to now, like, it puts stress on your elbow. And, when you're growing up, you just got all those muscles, working together, and you take a little bit of break. It kind of opened my eyes to like, why there's injuries and stuff like that. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Good points.
All right. Well, yeah, that's all I got.
Luke, I appreciate my guy.
Appreciate you taking my call, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, my man. Thanks so much for the call. Great stuff. And that'll close us out, guys. We've hit 2:00. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, check out the podcast. It dropped this morning, episode 628. Full breakdown of the game tonight as the Gamecocks take on Presbyterian. Also talk transfer portal, the women's team as well, their upcoming matchup in the Final Four, all that good stuff. Guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Again, thank you all so much. Love and support. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Go Cox. Beat PC. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.